It might be getting a Ferrari, a massive house, financial stability, or a happy relationship. Success is always built on consistent principles that we'll cover in this video. If you enjoyed today's video, please support us by hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel. Everyone wants to have something they want to achieve. It might be a big house, it might be a family, it might be just that dream job that you've always hoped to have. Ultimately, success is always built on similar principles, and all successful people will adhere to these principles in one way or another. So, before I get into the principles, I would like you to indulge me for a moment as I talk about a personal experience. When I was young, I was driving with my family on the motorway, and alongside us pulled a Lexus. Back then, the Lexus wasn't a particularly luxurious car. It was a quite box-shaped, quite awkward-looking car, but I could tell it was class and it had a lot of elegance. My brother spoke to my father at that moment in time, and he said to my father how the car was a really nice car, to which my father responded, "Yes, but it's also expensive." Now, growing up in a working or lower middle class family, we didn't have a lot of money in order to buy luxuries for ourselves. So when I looked at this Lexus, I thought to myself, that's the absolute dream for me. It's something that will mean that I'll have financial stability to be able to achieve anything I want to. Today, I actually own my own Lexus, and it has a billion different gadgets, most of which I don't even need. But ultimately, I can say to great satisfaction that I've achieved a goal in my life. Now, in order to achieve this goal, as with any goal in life, you need to make sure that you have a clear vision. Vision is ultimately the dream that you're looking to achieve, and it's got to be completely clear, as though you're able to just see it and touch it in that moment in time for you to be able to achieve it. The reason being that by envisioning your success in life, you're able to understand exactly what you want out of your life. By not having a clear vision in your life, it's going to be a hazy idea of what you want to achieve, and ultimately you're going to struggle to motivate yourself to try and achieve it. Going back to my story on the Lexus, I knew exactly what I wanted because it was very clear in my mind that I wanted this particular car because it represented a lot of things for me. Likewise, an employer's favourite question when you go to a job interview is often, where do you see yourself in 5 years' time? This is because they want to see how clear a vision that you have for yourself and how you're going to progress within the company. The second principle, in order to ensure success, you need to plan out exactly how you're going to achieve that success. For example, in order to make sure I could fulfill my success to buy that Lexus, I had to ensure that I had financial security. However, in order to gain that financial security, I had to ensure I was fully educated and getting myself into a job where I'd be earning enough to be able to buy the car. Planning is vital because it gives you direction and focus as to how to achieve your goal. In order to achieve your success, you have to plan ahead. That might be looking ahead a few days, it might be looking ahead weeks, it might be months or even years. And that's ultimately what's going to ensure that you stay on course to achieve your goal. The third principle is motivation. Motivation is critical in our day-to-day activities because in order to ensure that you stay and fulfill your tasks, you have to be motivated to do them. Ultimately, motivation isn't going to drive you for success for the long term. Motivation works great for the short term. It will allow you to achieve your day-to-day activities. So you have to keep yourself motivated to fulfill your day's activities and fulfill your tasks. But in order to keep sight of your long-term vision, you have to ensure that you keep your vision in mind at all times. Finally, and the most important, is actually going out and acting. You have to perform actions to fulfill your goals. Many of us have our dreams, we have our vision of what we want to achieve, but ultimately many of us also fail to act out on those. That's why action is so important. You may not succeed, you will fail, but ultimately without acting, you won't get anywhere. Now, success is built on many foundations, most of which haven't been covered in this video. There's many other factors to consider, but the fact of the matter is, without these principles, you'll never achieve success. Going back to my original story about getting my Lexus, here's the kicker. My dream about buying a Lexus actually disappeared within a year or two of me actually seeing that car on the road. Ultimately, I was a young child, and this was just a short-term influence that ultimately I wanted to achieve at that point in time. Things changed, but what that Lexus represented never went away. Ultimately, my vision never actually changed because I still wanted a lifestyle where I was able to live in comfort, ensure financial stability, and ensure that I had nothing to worry about going forward. Today, I've come full circle and I'm able to live the lifestyle that I dreamed of when I was back in that car looking at the Lexus. That's because, despite losing sight of the Lexus itself, I never lost sight of the lifestyle that I wanted to lead. Therefore, I've always maintained a clear vision of what I wanted to do. I've always had a clear plan on how I was going to achieve it, and I've always been hungry and motivated to act. Now here's my question to you. We've covered 4 principles that are key to success. What else do you consider critical to success? Please answer in the comments section below. Also, please don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel.